Hey guys, Tara here, bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Elst Outskirts. Playing for you today, spawning on the left we have Luciano as the COH2 and his loadout is Breakthrough, Firestorm and Fortifications. Teaming up with him is miragefla, is the Elst who has Mechanized Assault, Jaeger Infantry and Assault Support. On the right hand side we have Finndeed as the US Forces who has Airborne, Infantry Company and Heavy Cavalry. Teaming up with him is Fortune as the Soviets who has straight away locked in Terror Tactics. This match is being played on the Spring Balance mod. Not available for public consumption at the moment. But I've got a a bit of a sneak preview for you guys here. And I believe that the notes that were released are actually slightly different to the mod at the moment. I think a few of those mortar changes were actually implemented at one stage of the mod and maybe have been removed since. So yeah, there are a few inconsistencies between the mod and the live game, but what are we up to here? Fortune building his tier 2, going straight for double mortars. G42 over here should be able to flush these combat engineers out pretty quickly. Mortars heading over in this direction, but don't have much support. Looks like the Axis getting off to a slightly better start here. Combat engineers could go down, and they do go down. Wasn't paying attention. Too busy trying to micro these mortars, I suppose. I mean, there's not much else going on at this stage in the game. Looks like Finndeed's riflemen get chased away from north by that Kubel. Yeah, rifleman stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Probably going to have to retreat again. Try to take down some models with them, and they're actually not dropping any models themselves. Some really good luck. Stayed at 5 models right towards the end of that engagement, whereas the stern pioneers dropped their models quite quickly. Leads to the riflemen getting the win in that engagement. Ultimately though, double fuel for the Axis. It's not looking too flash for the Allies, and probably expected when somebody's going for double mortar straight off the bat and floating 500 manpower this early on in the game. I don't know what, yeah. I don't know what his plan is. Maybe he's trying to mass shock troops, but do need 1 or 2 more units before you hit 2 CPs. People getting chased away there.
Supply hub getter is ready for orders.
And this should be the revised US mortar with a longer range now and more damage.
Mortar ready for orders.
Fortune refusing to make another unit. He's gone for medics. That's where his next manpower expenditure is gone. What is he doing? I'm thinking that he is just going to try push out maybe 2 or 3 squads of shock troops as soon as he hits 2 CPs, but this is definitely not a strategy I would advise anyone doing. As it has got the Allies off to a horrible start. They've had 0 fuel control so far, I believe. Going for a Zis now, which seems unnecessary.
Grenadiers ready! Under attack!
Finndeed bringing in a 50 cal.
Heavy machine gun team, ready for orders.
Doesn't really have many other options because their fuel control has been so bad. Hey, half-track's going to be ages away. And there we see the mortar in USF. Yeah, so I don't think that some of those mortar changes have made it through to the mod. Because those mortar shells from the US mod don't look like they're doing too much more than regular. Watching getting quite close to 2 CPs though. Maybe shock troops will turn this one around. No, he's making a squad of conscripts now. There's this barrage into the building on the cutoff. Doing a bit of damage, but those are sturdy buildings. Very hard to kill. We've got some mines down for Luciano as well, covering the centre. That's back half track. 50 cal being forced to retreat. There's this here, remember.
Objective secured. We're getting plastered over here.
Forces the A half track away. We've got double stern pioneers here though, threatening to do a lot of damage. Oh, nice Zis barrage. He cancels it before the second shot comes in. Doesn't end up killing his own men. The stern pioneers will escape. The mortars are raining down now. 3 allied mortars here. Also the Elst one. Finally, it looks like the Axis have relented their push. Oh, and they lose their mortar at the same time. Actually, a bit late, so it's going to be 3 mortars. Fortune, perhaps. No, he's going to kill it. Doesn't want 3 of them. So we're going to see a demo charge onto this building as well. There goes that mortar. Watching gets his first squad of shock troops. Are we going to see another? Shock troops didn't receive any changes in this mod. Or in this patch. I believe last patch the reinforcement cost maybe went down by slightly. Oh, here it comes. Ooh. On the other side of the building, there's pretty good prediction by Fortune there. Just out the grenade. I think he's going to be able to beat both these squads on negative cover here. Oh, and actually gets the white late retreat from miragefla. Also, Kubel goes down in the middle. So things turning around big time for the Allies. Get a couple wipes. Suddenly, take a look at the tactical map. Their map control is much better. These shock troops turning things around. Still a big float from Fortune. Might expect to see him maybe put down a fuel cache since the early fuel control has been so poor. In the process of taking up at the moment. A half track for Finndeed. Coming over here. He's got to be careful. There is a Raketin right here. Don't know if that was revealed or not. Remember, Black half track has received nerf and suppression to half of what it was previously. But also its smoke now costs more. Both pre and post veterancy. Just get forced off that central VP, and all of a sudden the VPs are getting much closer to even, largely because of all these losses miragefla has suffered. Really started to hurt their map control. Hey, half track in a nice position to shut down this push. No pack from miragefla. Smoke grenade from the Jaeger command squad. Machine gun gets flanked. He's going to pop his Zis barrage. He's trying to wipe this. No, he cancels the Zis barrage. So the machine gun's going to get away. Man, I think the second shell of that Zis barrage probably would have landed. Might have resulted in the wipe of that machine gun there. miragefla going straight for tier 4. Risky strategy. I mean, given their start, it would usually be quite a good idea, but given how many units they've lost following that start, I feel like going straight for tier 4 is actually quite risky. But the squad got close enough for the Faust. It's going to slow down that half track. Shock troops doing some good damage. Doesn't chase. And doesn't get the wipe. Perhaps if he chases this road, might have been able to do it.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Starting to even out again in terms of territory. A lot of G43s here.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
CG folks coming from the middle to support. Yeah, after doing a good job here. Allowing a lot of territory control in the south for the Allies. Microing that very well. That was weird. Why did he activate that? I thought that would have been... well, maybe he saw them crossing across the... small line of sight that the circle provides, and it's like, oh, I'll try time it after that. Didn't quite work out. But yeah, Fortune trying to make use of those sneaky demos, backside of buildings and fences, and ambush those units with those demo charges. Luciano's had a pretty firm grasp on that northern VP.
The enemy is reduced to 300 points.
Yeah, I think you can see the effect of the flak half track. Failing to suppress after 2 bursts there on the road as well.
Forward elements report an infantry unit lost.
What got lost? Storm Pioneer squad for Luciano over here. Rifleman pushing through the middle. Oh! What was that? Retreat path runs right past the arc of fire of the flak half track, goes down. Cow taking heavy damage from the ISG. He's going to have to abandon the middle. Seeing some ranges that have been both upgraded with the Thompsons and a bar. Not a build or strategy you see too often. Oh, that machine gun is so dead. Looks like he didn't micro the retreat on it there. Ends up losing it. The squad could possibly even beat the flak half track. They're firing onto its rear armor. Just the amount of DPS that the Thompsons put out at close range is insane. As you can see there. Half track repositions to get the frontal armor, but it's not helping too much. DPS from those Thompsons is so scary. The flak half track not that very good against buildings. Thompson is the strongest, highest DPS weapon in the game. Or highest DPS rifle in the game. Well, I suppose it's not a rifle, it's a submachine gun, but you know what I'm talking about. Hoffman chasing after the LEIG, unsuccessful there. Here comes the Panther. Remember, this received a lot of changes. 960 health, down to 260 armor. Gains 10% armor at Vet 2. So obviously miragefla wants to give it a trial. That's probably why he's rushing for tier 4. Wants to test out some of those revised tier 4 units. That's what a lot of mod testing is about. You know, not necessarily trying to play the absolute best strategy, but trying some of the altered units, see if they're viable. OKW Panzer IV not that far behind, but still a bit late for Luciano. Did have 75 fuel in the bank. This is coming out. This G43 Panzer Grenadiers seem pretty strong. Good push in the middle. Flak half track's doing a good job of shutting it down, and there go the shock troops. Becomes a big assault as well from miragefla. Going to be targeting their AT gun, I feel. SU-85 pushing into the middle as well. Oh! ISG shot almost takes down the Rangers there. P4 threatening to flank the SU-85, doesn't. But this is a massive loss of territory for the Allies. We've got tier 4 down for fortune though, so maybe he can claw his way back in. Looks like he rebuilt those shock troops he lost earlier. Miragefla starting to float a little bit. Probably let's think about building something else. Shock troops is severely outgunned by vested up G43s. Outnumbered and outvetted. Some fair propaganda artillery for fortune in the middle. Trying to allow the Allies to control that central VP, but they really need some fuel. Surely that has to be #1 priority here. Soviet mortars haven't been too successful, just 1 kill each. Both of them only Vet 1. Oof. Treats both of them. Probably only need to treat the 4-man one there, but probably has them in the same control group, so maybe that was easiest for him. Looks like Miragefla is going to be going for the Panzerwerfer. The Allies really struggling here, just continuously running into tanks. Suffering quite a lot of bleed. Su-85 can only do so much, and there's a risk of getting flanked by this Raketen that's over here. This goes through a grenade. I'm not. Is that on the building? It must have been. Pushing, going for the fuel here, hiding behind the sandbags. Should be able to get the cap. Oh, look how clumped they are right there. It's going to throw a smoke, but then cancelled it. It's in the middle, not up to much good. Miragefla got a beefy blob here. Now Luciano's got the Jagdpanzer follow-up. The Su-85's going to be struggling. He's put it in focus sight mode. Remember, this now requires 5 seconds of activation and deactivation. So if he gets a few kills, Su-85 getting some good hits on the Panther. Ooh. I'm gonna juke it out. Su-85 could still win this. No, bounces, and he's gonna take a Faust if he doesn't die right there anyway. So Su-85 taken down by the Panther. And the Panther, you can see the extra far accuracy on the Panther. Pretty much max range there, was hitting the Su-85 every single time. Do have a fuel cache down from Finndeed. Both the allies do have a little bit of fuel here. Finndeed probably going to go straight for the Pershing, I would guess. Losing control of the southern fuel are the allies. Luciano got a pretty strong hold on the north as well.
Gather round. I smell orders. Taking fire!
You have to run as soon as you see those ranges.
A capture point is under attack.
So they've managed to hold on to that bar. They are at risk of dropping if they do equip 3 weapons. It's quite risky. Here come the shock troops. As if we're doing its best. There's this barrage there, not too successful. Oh, shock troops don't quite get their grenade off and getting shredded by the double MGs. No longer has a Vet 1 sprint, remember. Re-engage its suppression at Vet 1. Oh, he just couldn't react in time, runs into the mine, then goes down the flak half track instantly. Okay, KV-8 Fortune, definitely a meme unit, this one. Building a Zis as well to provide a little bit of support. Looks like he's managed to decrew that stolen Zis. Maybe he has hopes for being able to steal it. Yeah, since the KV-8's been moved into requiring to be built from tech, basically never gets built anymore. Probably needs a slight tweak, but not on the cards for this patch at least. Jackson going after the flak half track and gets it. Looks like this is going to take a Faust, but there are a few riflemen with the bars here. Should stop this Jagdpanzer from chasing. Oh yes, I believe prioritized vehicles on the Panther is broken in this mod. I've been pushing forwards just on the edge of that machine gun's fire there. Now the Allies making a decent push through the north. There's not much up there to defend. All of Luciano's squad's been forced away. Panzer IV up there now though. Stolen Raketen to cover. And the Raketen connects long range. So it's targeting the Zis, doesn't quite land on it. Here comes the Jagdpanzer going after the KV, that bounces. Light artillery barrage coming down on the Zis. Jagdpanzer bounces again, really lucky escape there from the KV-8. So the Panther wants to go in and get the killing blow. No, he's going to switch targets to the Zis. KV-8 manages to escape. Panther gets the job done. Here comes the Jackson support. Before blitzes in to pose a threat, but doesn't end up connecting. Jackson's pretty fast still with its sight range nerve.
Light artillery barrage at your command.
Allies still hanging in there. Got 2 of the VPs under their control. They've also got a little bit of fuel in the bank. Let's start to think about what they're building next. Looks like Finndeed has actually started a second Jackson.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Ooh. KV-8 doing some big damage. This could be a wipe here. Oh, not quite. This is one of the problems of the KV8, you know, it's pretty beefy, but it does require repairs, and it doesn't have the same bonus as the KV1, where it's got it doesn't have that, you know, receive damage bonus, so it does take a long time to repair. Actually, I think it has less armor as well than the KV1. Not by much, I think it's like 30 less maybe, but it still matters. Okay, got the Panther now. Or Luciano wants to try this bad boy out himself. Double Jacksons now. Luciano, better be careful. Looks like the Panzer IV's in the sights. Yeah, Panzer... Perhaps chasing the wrong direction. Looks like the Panzer IV's going to get away though. Everyone's takes escaped that. Dicey situation though for both players. Looks like attempted assault here. For coming into these support weapons, gets the wipe on that mortar. One rocket, huge rocket. Is this? He's gonna bring it forwards. Die to anything. Also put pressure on these two tanks. But the Panther's coming forwards, chasing after this squad, and may actually find the Katyusha. Unintentionally. Nothing here with an anti-tank grenade. Katyusha coming forwards. And it goes down. It's another problem with making shock troops. You know, you don't have access to those anti-tank grenades. And we haven't seen any mines, I don't think, from Fortune. We've seen a few demos, but I don't know if we've seen mines. Oh, carnage! I missed it whilst that was going on. 2 tanks go down for Luciano to the Jacksons. The Panther wants to come in and get some revenge. We're a kitten here, sneaking up. Gets spotted by the rifles, has to retreat. Big losses for Luciano there. Using his Jagdpanzer, that is very costly.
New unit ready and on the field.
Indeed, rebuilding those ranges that he just lost. A tower mine down here from miragefla.
Light artillery barrage ready to launch.
So you're going to pick the bar up with this G43 Grenadiers. That is a Terminator squad right there. Their propaganda here, perhaps trying to stop the capture or destruction of this ZIS. KV8 finally back up to full health, and looks like Fortune's going for a T-34 next, which is interesting. I suppose he's only up against Panthers at the moment, but 34 is still going to lose very badly to Panthers, even though we'll be able to penetrate them frontally a bit more easily. That extra 160 health, it's going to make it a very tough matchup still. Jackson's going after
Command center.
the Panther.
Are available.
Once again, no squads nearby for a Faust, which is allowing these Jacksons to do what they're doing here. KV-8 came forward as well, so they might have run over a mine.
Opponents are seizing the sector.
Panther blitzing. Will he be able to kill this Jackson? No, he runs out of range and smoke to cover the Jackson. Nice teamwork there. Panther missing that shot long range. High velocity armor piercing rounds for Finndeed's Jackson. He's going in after it. Oh, and the Jackson connects long range, takes out the Panther. But here comes the Jagdpanzer trying to get some revenge. And there goes
We just lost a medium tank.
the Jackson, but Sherman here flanking this Jagdpanzer gets the kill. Also took some frontal damage from the Zis. Oh, Panther goes rear armor exposed to his T-34. This is going horribly for the Axis. Goes for a ram but doesn't even need it. Zis actually connects there. Gets the killing blow, and all of a sudden a massive turnaround. Axis lose all their tanks. I think a large part of that is because they just didn't have squads nearby. Fausts, I mean, we've got 2 Obers. We've only got 1 squad with a Faust for Luciano. Similar story for miragefla. He's got all these Panzer Grenadiers. It's no engine damage, allowing those highly mobile Jacksons to do so much damage. Here comes the stupid barrage. Knocks out that Zis. I've actually got a command bunker down here. That's pretty funny. He's going for double Panthers as well. Just shows how much he had stored up in the bank. And then he's got a Stug after that as well. My god, he has got a lot of resources. Luciano did manage to hold on to his tech structure, but for how long? Oh! Mortar takes out most of the Stern Pioneer squad. They have to abandon the repairs. Now, Luciano's in that tough spot. He's lost his tech structure. He doesn't actually have that much fuel in the bank. Looks like the KV-8's going to go down here to the Panther. Doesn't have the support of those Jacksons. I suppose it's Jackson now. Oh, these Obers. Oh, it might not actually go down. He's on the arm-piercing rounds, and he doesn't have the machine gun upgraded yet. Good smoke usage by Finndeed there, though. Treating in good direction. Panther on the chase. Misses that shot, though. Fair propaganda. Pinning all these squads. Arto's vehicle's definitely not working on that Panther. Here comes T-34. Is it going to find the Panzerwerfer? It does. It's going to go down, but I think that was a Vet 2 Panzerwerfer, so probably a worthwhile trade there. Got another T-34 behind that. But they're going after the Stug and give it a big time beatdown. Kitten is there though. T-34 going in. Gets a big crush. Going after the Stug but misses that shot. Goes for the ram. Oh, and he gets the abandon. And goes down. Jackson pulled back. Concussive grenade there, stuns all these squads. And here come the Obers. Should be able to clean this up. Get rid of the rest of these squads. Oh, but he runs right into that grenade. Loses his highly vetted Obers. Oh man, things are going horribly wrong for the Axis. Devastating pushback there by the Allies. And VP's pretty close to even. Marshall making use of the ambush camouflage there. I think it gives them a, I think it's a 50% accuracy bonus for 5 seconds. Pretty strong bonus.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Looks like the Sherman here just trying to clean out some of these team weapons that he doesn't want to steal. Stop them from recruit. Got 2 Panthers here though for miragefla. Typically when you're going for Panthers you want a commander with Panzer Tactician, but I'm not seeing that here. Oh man! Jackson gets ambushed by the 2 Panthers, goes down super fast. Got some bazookas back there, but Sherman's also going to go down. There it goes. Now they're going after this bazooka squad. Did not leave that Panther around. That's the low health one. Here comes a Panzer II for Luciano. He's desperate. He's got nothing. 35 supply. Goes for the Panzer II. Remember, it does have the slightly reduced build time again. The Stug is ready for a recruit, but perhaps he's going to give that to Luciano. Because miragefla actually already at a supply limit, doesn't need the Stug here. Whereas Luciano unable to build tanks, they really do with the Stug. Oh my god. Almost goes down straight away. Grenade goes in, rifleman dodge. So the Fox unit is going to win this. No, doesn't dodge the grenade on the return. Should swing it towards the rifleman now. Better grenade dodging skills there of Finndeed. Okay, now we're seeing Fortune put down a few mines. Wants to stop the mobility of these Panthers. That's not something you see every day. T-34 frontally penetrating the Panther twice in a row.
Our brave infantry is dying. We have been assigned fresh Panzer Grenadiers.
Allies holding on to these VPs though pretty well. Army supplies though are in favour of the Axis. It's just miragefla seems to be having some trouble deploying all his troops right here. Seems to be running into inefficient engagements, which can happen from time to time. There's a mine down here somewhere. This Panther run over it. Ooh, so close. He's going in. He's going after this T-34. He's had enough. And he gets it. Risky stuff, but it pays off. You know, if your opponent had like conscripts or riflemen around, you definitely wouldn't want to do that. But miragefla taking advantage of no snares. This is there though. Panther probably not going to chase, so he's going to go in. He's doing it. And he gets the kill. Should get away as well. Oh, not if he backs that way. That is the worst possible way he could go. Oh my god, why did he do that? If he just backed away this way, everything would have been fine. Oh my god.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory. T-34 ready for combat.
It's doing its best up here. Being hunted down by these bazookas. Oh, when they get cut down really fast, those stern pioneers are shredding. Oh, excuse me. Risks. Oh, big sneeze. Risks losing his stern pioneers to pick up the bazooka. Try to clear out this. Oh, gets flanked by the T-34. This could be trouble. Is this repositioning? Panther trying to face his frontal armor towards the T-34. Clears out the Zis.
One of our AT guns have been neutralized.
Panther now has to deal with this T-34. So the T-34 is not going to try anything for risk of... He doesn't really have any units coming over to support. Perhaps if this Raketin from Finndeed was coming down to help, could have continued to engage there. Okay, here comes the Pershing of Finndeed. I thought he was going to get it earlier, but went for the double Jacksons, and honestly those double Jacksons did work out really well. Got the Allies out of a sticky situation, took lots of good trades with them, and but now, you know, getting low on the VPs. Wants to get something that can both fight tanks and fight infantry. Looks like miragefla finally recruised that abandoned Stug in his base. Go for Brumbier as well. Meanwhile, Luciano is floating up for a King Tiger, it looks like. It's outpositioned by the T-34, which also goes in for a crush. Stug has a much slower rate of fire now at Vet 0. Here goes the T-34 though, trying to do a bit too much. Here comes the other one. Decides to get out of there. He needs that Pershing to help in these engagements.
Rounds have 75 points left.
Oh, insta wipe. Pershing though, threatening to kill the Stug. Coming in. Prioritized vehicles targets the wrong tank there. Stug allowed to get away. Both the allies with pressure on the Brumbier. The T-34 in there being very aggressive. Here comes the Panther though. T-34 probably biting off a bit more than it can chew. Not sure if he's going to get away here. Oh, no, there he goes. So it went down to the Stug. Pershing coming back in. Even though the allies are suffering a lot of losses here, they're keeping the Axis off the VPs. Luciano trying to save for that KT. Will it arrive in time to allow them to win this game? 36 VPs left. But Luciano spent a little bit of his manpower going to get a squad. Fuel income for the Axis so low. It's just been so close to that KT for a long time, but the progress from 230 fuel up to 280 has just been painstaking. It's been going nowhere really. Trying to clear out his machine guns and see into what this looks. Axis desperately need to hold on to this VP down here. Bringing in the Panther now. But they lose it. Luciano throwing a squad in the middle, trying to get the neutralized, but the machine gun's too strong there. Abandon or recruit T-34 for Luciano though. Axis desperately trying to cap here. 11 VPs left. They get the neutralizer middle just in the nick of time. Axis is going in now, going after the Pershing. Gonna cap one. Machine guns made his way into the capping circle though to block the cap. T-34 comes forwards. But I think it's done the job. I don't think they're going to get the cap in time. 2 VPs. Clock is stalled. They've still got 186 to drain here. Can the Allies snake the VPs for just 2 ticks? That is the question. Here comes the KT now. Oh, and it knocks out the Pershing with 2 triumphant hits. Hey, Jackson here. Old Stuck just runs straight in and dies immediately to that stolen Raketen. Luciano himself has the Raketen here. Looks like the Allies going to make a push to these tanks in the middle. T-34 is going to go down. Stolen T-34 that is. There it goes. Raketen managed to stay strong in the middle, holding on to the VP. And the Jackson super low. Oh, gets sniped long range by the Panther. Nice. That's that far accuracy from the Panther coming in again. Axis getting aggressive here, trying to contain the Allies in their base. So the Allies are going to call GG. Fortune at 9 supply. Indeed, not much better. Oh, what a close one. And that's the end of the match. Oh, well, Fortune doing some unconventional stuff. Would not recommend ever going for a double mortar start like that. I think a lot of the problem was by going for double mortars, he had nothing to kind of hold the line against infantry whilst the mortars fired at something. So they just weren't effective at all. He just constantly had to retreat them for the first, probably like close to 10 minutes. That's part of the reason why they were so bad in this game. But, you know, we saw some new Panther action. Still, you know, a bit of trouble against the Jacksons, but, you know, can return fire a bit better from those long range type scraps. Of course, you know, the Jackson's gone to 55 range, so only just outranging the Panther, and the Panther with that slight fire accuracy bonus is seeming to make a bit of a difference here. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.